So we've done a lot of secrets so far. I'm gonna stop calling these secrets, and I think this is a more universal quality of leadership, and it's certainly going to help you build and lead a team effectively. And it's called get to know people beyond work. I was fascinated some years ago when I went for this meeting. I don't want to name this organization, but I also did some work for them. They're in the petroleum space, the oil and gas space, and they've been trained, and they have bunks across the world. And the people who fill gas in the bunks have been trained to have a conversation with the customer, with the person who's in the car or the truck or the bike, about something other than the gas, other than the fuel, other than the bike and the mileage, about just something else, like the weather, like football, like something that they just had for breakfast, or like how long they've been in the city. And the reason they did that was because normally coming and filling gas at a station and going out is a mundane activity. And one of the good qualities of leadership is to be remembered as a leader. We remember people who tickle our emotions. We remember moments in life that tickle our emotions. The problem is we don't remember what we had for breakfast last Wednesday. We don't remember some random person who we met again and again. We don't remember how many times we met them. But we remember moments when our emotions were tickled. So the purpose of doing this was when this person came into the bunk and the person at the bunk spoke to them about something general like their children, they sort of started to get to know this person. And this person said, wow, this guy asked me what I had for breakfast. And then I thought about breakfast, and then it created a certain emotion, and it made me feel good. And this good feeling was attached to that particular brand. So they kept coming there again and again to fill fuel. So this is something that you can carry into the workplace. Get to know people beyond work. The worst leaders, and I've noticed this repeatedly, they can never have a conversation about anything outside of work. And you can try this out. It's a universal quality. You can just look at the worst leaders across the world. They would mostly be confined to just talking about work, and they can never break out of that. The moment they break out of that, they don't know what to say, they don't know how to say it, and so on. And a lot of these people also find themselves quite awkward in social situations, because they try to bring social conversations back to work, which completely backfires. So one of the qualities you might well want to develop as a leader for a great team is to be able to talk about anything. And in the interest of getting to know your team better and leading your team better, get to know your teammates beyond just who they are at work. Who in your team has a dog at home or likes pets? I think you should get to know that. Who's that person in your team who really loves football? Who's that person in your team who's learning to play a musical instrument? Who in your team has children? Who are the people in your team who are from another country or from another city? Who was born and lived in the same city throughout their life? Who are the members in your team who are from another country or another city? And who are the people who've lived in the same city throughout their lives? Now, one might turn around and ask, why should I even know all this? Isn't this private? Well, like they say in The Godfather, everything is personal. So it's when you get to know people personally and know about their life that you get to connect with them better. And also what this does is, apart from building that connection, a lot of times things like religion, clubs, support for a certain cause makes you or helps you build a stronger connection with somebody than working on the same project. So sometimes, because you're a bike rider and I'm a bike rider, we become bike riding companions or bike riding buddies. Because you like pets, and you have a cat at home, and I have a cat at home, we become cat buddies. And this connection is much stronger than saying we both work on the World Bank project, or we both work on, worked on the Shell assignment, and so on. Here's also another thing that this does. Because you know what's happening with a person and you know a person beyond work, it also helps you understand them better. And while I won't go into the details of this, I'm sure you can imagine something going drastically wrong with your children and that affecting your mood at work. It's bound to happen. Something about to happen on the weekend, like you're going on this really long drive with your friends. And because I'm a manager or a leader who's taken the trouble to understand you, I know you're going on a trip. And you know what that does? It makes that whole week colorful for you. Actually, it's just a regular week. Because you're going on a trip on the weekend, Monday seems beautiful, Tuesday seems beautiful, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday seems amazing. So if I know these things about you, I get to know what's happening in your life. I get to know why you're upbeat, why you're downbeat, why you're off mood on some days. And because of this, I can work with you better. So one of the keys to success as a leader is to be able to know people beyond just work, more from the point of view of getting to know them, as well as being able to work with them better. And this one final perk that this gives you, it makes your relationship with that person last long after you've left that organization. And maybe this team that you build won't last forever. But because you connected with that person beyond just being your subordinate or your team member or an employee in your organization, you get to build a relationship that lasts and outlives your time in the project.